So today's question comes from one of our newer interpreters who was recently on an assignment. And when they arrived to it was a doctor's office. When they arrived there, there was actually an interpreter from another agency there who had on their schedule the same patient, same time. It was a double booking. So the interpreter wanted to know how best to deal with a situation like that. First of all, as is always the case when something gets weird on assignment, feel free to give us a call. We're more than happy to take that burden off you. You don't have to just handle this kind of thing by yourself. This isn't a super unusual scenario. At doctors' offices, if they use multiple agencies, two staff members who don't happen to interact with one another might just call different agencies. The next thing you know, this happens. There's also situations where an individual patient might bring somebody that they prefer to act as their interpreter, or there is the less often, but potentially even more uncomfortable situation where either an interpreter or an agency is essentially trying to poach work. And so they, one way or another, find out about an appointment and they just show up. In either of these situations, your job after you contact the agency, of course, just to give them a heads up, and we will call the doctor's office or whoever is the point of contact and work through things. But your primary job at that point is to just get the customer and the consumer whatever it is that they want in terms of service. So we never ever expect anybody to quote unquote fight for an assignment. From a billing perspective, once you're there, this job is already being paid for. You're already being paid for it. So there's no, from a financial standpoint, there's no reason for you to, push to get this, because when that happens, next thing you know is, now it's a tense situation. Now it's an awkward situation. And there's just no reason for that. So talk to the customer, talk to the consumer, and figure out what it is that's easiest for everybody. Again, the vast majority of the time, if this is an accidental double booking, then the interpreter from the other agency is going to be just fine. The two of you can talk to the consumer and the customer, whoever they decide they want to stay, whether it's you or the other person, great, and you go on with it. But the big thing to remember is that we're not expecting you to fight once you're on site to cover an appointment. The big concern is that somebody is there. If it's a situation where it's a family member and the customer isn't super comfortable with that, then you can have a longer conversation, and we can obviously work with the customer on our end to figure out what the best move forward is. If this is that rare situation where somebody is just showing up, they haven't been requested, they're not with the patient, then almost certainly the customer is going to want you to stay, and we can help you work through that. So again, the big thing is give us a call right away. We want to be the support staff for that. It can definitely be an uncomfortable and awkward situation when this happens, but we have no expectation that you're going to push another interpreter out of the room or anything like that. So it's all about making a weird scenario best case for both the customer and the client. And again, always give us a call because we're always here to help.